Hello and welcome back to part 4 of my Let's Play of Samurai Shodown Tales of the Bushido Shinsetsu Samurai Spiritsu Bushido Retsuden Samurai Shodown RPG. So let me go ahead and get this show on the road. Alright. Last episode was pretty productive, so hopefully we can keep up that momentum. Okay. I did some digging around in my files, and I'd kind of forgotten just how obsessed with this game I got at one point several years back, before I actually really did the translation. Hey, okay, let's not do that. Getting weird issues. Now, are we really being attacked by demons from Kyushu? So it would seem. Yeah, but as I was saying, I got kind of fixated on the game and I started messing around with it more. And I went through and I created a complete walkthrough for it. Documented what all the items did and what most of the enemies, well, I wouldn't say most of the enemies, I took screenshots and everything of them, kind of built a bestiary, and but there's an item that you can use to view enemy stats, but I didn't do that for most of them, because that was more involved than I really cared to deal with. Anchors away. No, I don't think. What I'm looking to do here is, if you were with me last time, when you got on the ship, you could choose to either go to Ise, which is the city that I just left, or arriving in Edo Harbor, or you can go to Kamui-Kotan, which is the what is that noise? Let's see, is there anything I can close out real quick? I owe you one. Machi sends her regards as well. I'm sure she does. Now then, you want to come aboard? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I want to go to Kamui Harbor. And there's really only one reason to go there, is because there's a training ground in the area that you can go to unlock a new move. Kamui Harbor, Kamui Kotan is where Nakoruru starts off her area, or her chapter, the first chapter. Now arriving at Kamui Harbor. I also found my old files with information about the Ainu language and everything. And I was right, Mutsube was sword. Anu was, I believe, victory. Save. Sure, why not? Okay, that's not an inn. Welcome to today's specialist sea urchin with rice. 20 GP per serving. It's great for the stamina. Yeah, there's something like this in pretty much every town. Good stuff, wasn't it? Please come again. Yeah. It's basically just kind of a weird little aside. There's not really a whole lot of point to it, other than just the fact that you can restore some health. North, Kamui Kotan, northeast training grounds. Well, that's exactly where I need to go. And this area does have some enemies unique to it. So odds are good. No, odds are, well, pretty much 100% that you'll see some of them. So northeast. See, right there. Yeah, these guys don't look a ton different. Yeah, and they're not death dealing my ass. And hang on for me just a second. I want to see if there's anything running that is eating up my CPU cycles. Firefox isn't still going, is it? No, it doesn't look like it. Nope. The heaviest thing on there is... Alright. What happened? Ah! Somehow or another, it unloaded the ROM. So let me restart real quick. That's frustrating. Okay, but I'm not too far off. Continue. Still don't know why it's making that noise though. Hang on, I got to adjust my window size. I feel like I need to clean house on this computer. I just recently had to do a factory restore on the thing because it had just been running so slowly. This is a quote-unquote gaming PC, but it's not really certainly not up to par for anything made within the last few years. Although it did run Saints Row 4 pretty well. But okay, it's still doing that. Yeah, there's no point in even wasting SP on these things. I may actually be too high level to do much here. But yeah, my level actually may be too high for me to do the training grounds here. Look, it's Final look, it's Final Fantasy battles. Enter, yes. Have you come seeking power? Are you prepared to train here? Yes. Very well. Then try your hand at fighting these. Yeah, I don't think this will be extremely difficult. Come on. Oh no. A whole 5 hit points. Okay, let's see. Such excellent swordsmanship. Such overpoweredness. You've truly earned your new abilities. Your XP up. Got 90. Yeah. Well done. Now be safe in your travels. Yeah, this one doesn't get you a new move. It just boosts your stats a little bit, which is still worthwhile. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that going into that underground castle in Edo, was like the one major difficulty spike where he's just, okay, you really have to grind or else you're never going to get anywhere. Scoundrel was defeated. Yeah, the enemies here are the experience that you're getting is pretty equivalent to how weak they are. Alright, so I need to go back to Issei. Away we go. Are you going to Edo? Passage for 1 is 50 GP. Yeah, unfortunately you can't go straight to Issei from here. You have to go back to Edo. But that's minor inconvenience, especially since I only have to make this trip once. And if I'm not mistaken, you'll be seeing Earthquake soon. The morbidly obese, gigantic Texan ninja. I wonder if I should go to, I think I'm going to make a quick detour here and see if that show with Machi is on. I don't think it is. I don't think you can actually go and see it, but it's worth a shot. I wonder if I've got enough money I could save and then go and try and go to the Geisha house just to show that off. Oh no, I'm nowhere even remotely near. I've spent too much on the next performance is by a very cool fella from the West. None other than Shamisen Taro, the superstar. He's captured the hearts of all the girls in Edo. Unfortunately, all the tickets are sold out, of course. Good luck for those who have them already, though. Well, you're no fun at all. There actually is a way to see him, but I can't. I'll be damned if I can remember what it is. Because there's actually a voiced over section with him speaking, but I'm not overly concerned with it. Alright, let's get back on the road to Issei. Dum dum. Yeah, the previous episode was really good for just making progress through the game, and I'd kind of like to keep up that momentum. And I think roughly I am about halfway through the first chapter. I mean, I know it doesn't seem like a whole lot's happened, and well, you wouldn't be wrong. But looking over the walkthrough that I made, there's not a whole. Well, I mean, there's still a few more areas that I've got to go through. Stop trying to play the music or intro. Okay. Ah, oops. That was my mistake.
Cool.
Nice. Holy crap! It's like over 2 times those total hit points. Wow. Pretty decent experience too for being that that easy to take out. Let's see. Doomp-a-doomp-a-doomp. Okay. Nice. Yeah, you see there's multiple versions of that particular enemy type, but each one has a different weapon. That's a nice little aesthetic addition, aside from just having a palette swap. Yeah. Shoot. I'm almost half tempted to grind here for a while just because I'm getting so much experience from things that aren't really that difficult to kill. Okay, I think there's a something over here I need to check out. And if not, then oh well. It's a pretty easy experience so far. Yeah, I can definitely handle that. Actually, I think I'm going to try just a normal attack of this. Wow, that almost takes him out immediately. Good sake. Yep, there's the village. Enter. Yes, didn't I hit yes already? Okay. Travelers not welcome. Well, I see the tourist board has been hard at work. Anjo. We could certainly never try to fight such a huge man. Yeah, pretty certain this is going to be earthquake. Asuquake. Yes, the assquake jokes have, been going strong since 1992. Curse those thieves! Please help the elder. Can't go in there. Let's see. Medicines and stuff. Yep. I definitely don't need to spend. Yeah, that item named Needle was one of the things that was kind of a its name was kind of a casualty of the space limitations that I had to deal with. Now, if you remember when the character Basara showed up, who had that tri-bladed weapon on a chain to help me in an earlier fight, the laughy, screamy one. He has a move that's called the Shadow Stitcher, and that foreigner thief has stolen our dearest treasure. And it's where he opens up a little portal beneath him and tosses his blade down into it, and the blade comes up from above the enemy. And that weapon uses the same expressions as Kagenui, which is literally shadow stitching. But Shadow Stitcher Needle, but I couldn't fit all that within 10 characters. Damn them, of all things, why did they have to take that? Please help us. Take what? Thanks to those thieves, I can't get to sleep. That cursed thief has taken what we hold most dear. Please help us. Hello, good travelers. Could we ask you a favor? A thief from abroad has stolen our village's dearest treasure. Could you please retrieve it? Hello, Fournette man. I apologize if I'm not saying that right. Welcome aboard. Cough. It would be disgraceful to abandon those in need. The translation is, well, the script itself is done. There's just a lot of technical stuff that, like behind the scenes, that still needs to be done. Like the script is completely playable in English, but you'll see a lot of, oh, hey Eric. You'll see a lot of the stuff like the combat menus still have to be done. And because of the way that they're set up, they have an odd. Oh, it's your old handle. Why is okay? Your old something handle, which has been censored. The villain's holed himself up at the bottom of this well. Please do what you can, what you must. All right. And another. If you know. Now, see, the funny thing is, like, you see this is your average size well that you're climbing down, and when you see earthquake, you'll wonder, how the hell did he fit down there? It's like Santa and the. Looks like we got some more fools trying to take me out. Get 'em, boys. Yeah. To SNK's credit, they did try to make the load screens interesting to look at. Like in Samurai Shodown 3, they would have exclusive artwork that you couldn't find anywhere else. Or in King of Fighters 96, they had unique like versus screen stuff that would show up while you're waiting for. Holy crap, that's really powerful now. At least it's just really effective against them. You did. Giant cave at the bottom of a well. Yeah, it sounds normal. You know, it's also a completely dry well, as all good wells should be. What the fuck? Alright, boys. Get in there. I was a little... I wasn't so certain I wanted to include the cursing and everything, but it really is appropriate to his character. Well, I don't think that you have watched the previous episodes, but the main hook of the gameplay is that, I mean, yes, it's basic, standard JRPG type combat for the most part. Nope, that won't work on both of them. But you can choose to either attack, select commands via the menu, or you can select versus mode, or versus select, which is you basically choose the special move and then you input the joystick and button combination, like a quarter circle forward and that kind of thing, of the move that you want to use. And the button that you use determines the strength, assuming you have the stronger version of it available. And if you get really familiar with your characters, then, especially if you're an old hand at the fighting games, the fights go even quicker. Heh heh, you ain't half bad, but now you gotta take me on. The old Hong Kong movie style of combat. Yeah. This will probably do a lot of damage on him. Bleh. Well, didn't quite take him out. Fat breath. Yeah, I'm honestly not certain that they could get everything of it onto a DS cartridge, because just the ISO, I mean, actually the data portion of the game was around 150 megabytes, which I think the largest DS cartridge was, what, 64? But yeah, it would be nice to see it brought to another format, like something like if they had done like on the Wii Virtual Console or something. That's one thing. Like when they brought over, they SNK put a game called Chotetsu Breakinger, or also known as Ironclad, onto the Wii Virtual Console, and the original version of that was only on the Neo Geo CD. There was no. Hang on. Seriously? 512 megabits? Or sorry, 512 megabytes? Wow, that's impressive. Yeah, I forgot about this. You can choose to spare them or not. I don't think it actually matters. Let's see. I'll go ahead and spare them. But yeah, I thought that 64 megs was, maybe I think that's what all the Castlevanias were, and beyond those games, I really didn't pay a whole lot of attention to the DS because I'm not the big JRPG fan that I used to be. Oh wait, I think Chrono Trigger was 128. This must be the Elder's Treasure. Retrieve the village treasure. There doesn't appear to be anything here of value. What's this statue? This is the Virgin Mary. Yeah, here's where we get into the weird, feudal Japan Christianity thing. Gave the village treasure to the elder. Oh, that's it. Yes, indeed. Thank you so very much. We are very much in your debt. Please have a rest in my home. It's right this way. These flowers, they're planted in the shape of a cross. Oh. So they are. And this is probably one of those things that also contributed to the, given that the time period in which it was released, probably also contributed to some folks' reluctance to bring it over. Plus, there was the fact that Sony, for instance, never really cared for 2D games in the US. By the way, I'm certain you must have realized, our village treasure is a statue of the Virgin Mary herself. The shogunate has forbidden such things. Cross-smuggling, yes. Has forbidden such things within Japan's borders. So you folks must be Christians, then? You are correct. The teachings were given to us by the kind Princess Toki. We have sworn to uphold and protect the faith. I must cast propriety aside and ask a favor of you. We in this village lead humble lives, so please, won't you promise us that you will keep our secret safe? Tell no one that we are Christians, please. I promise. Or I can't promise that. Ukyo strikes me as the type who would promise that. No need to worry. My only concern is the perfect flower. Oh, thank you so much. We are a poor village, but please take this as our gift. Received Panacea. Got anything else? I'm terribly sorry for any trouble we've caused you. Thank you again so much. We can never thank you enough. Just please stay and relax for a while. Okay, that's just the medicine stuff. Don't think there's much of anything else here. Yeah, I see the Christian type graves. You're both strong and kind. Heh, I'm kind of jealous. And well, you should be. Because Ukyo is also a hit with the ladies. Seriously, like in the fighting games, one of his victory poses has him, he runs off screen and is being chased by a gaggle of adoring women. Thank you so much. God bless you. Save, yes. Alright. Yeah, I don't think you, you can actually skip that area entirely. You know, just a little aside that you can completely miss. Kind of a shame to do that, though. Grr, I wish I would stop with the stuttering. Should probably reboot this PC. It hasn't been done in over like 2 weeks. Have at the brigand. Yeah, I wish I could, when I'm fighting those things, I really wish I could. Okay, I get it. There we go, level up. Antidote, okay. This is a Nebula 2.23a, I think. The most recent version of Nebula actually will not run this game at all. It'll get to the opening load screen, which is this little disclaimer saying this is a work of fiction. Any similarities, the spiel. It'll get to that and just freeze. I want to, I found there are other emulators that I can use. I can use NeoRain. But the data is not compatible between the two. So after I finish chapter 2, or sorry, after I finish chapter 1, I'm going to switch over to that for the remainder of the Let's Play, because the two function as independent games. This is Iga Checkpoint, the main entrance to Kansai. If I could just see your pass. Alright. Do you want to come through? Sure. We've had a lot of unsavory types assaulting folks on the road. Guess they're taking advantage of all the commotion. Be careful out there. Watch your back and all that. Yeah, I don't really get, the technical reason why some of the areas use Red Book audio, like some of the boss fights and stuff. It doesn't seem strictly necessary to me. Okay, different enemies. Let's play some more. Okay, that's not too deadly. And yeah, the emulator itself has some interesting issues. Nice. Damn, maybe I actually leveled up too much. Like, just Or maybe just that one area was just really unbalanced with the rest of the game. Because after that, you know, I mean, I had to work to beat the boss, but I'm just waiting to see if maybe I'll get a hey, hang on. Alright. Had to adjust my screen a tiny bit. And yes, as I mentioned previously, the encounter rate in the game is absolutely crazy. Worse than like Skies of Arcadia. Now that was the narrow heat haze. Sure, what the hell, why not? Slash. Yeah, that was the the name was Centipede Nun, so I had to come up with something. I wanted to come up with something a little more creative. Yeah, and the load times that you're seeing here are nowhere near what they were like on. They're nowhere near as bad as what they were on the actual hardware. All right, because you were looking at a 1x CD-ROM drive. And Neo Geo CD was an idea that was technically sound, but the technology to get a decent CD-ROM drive in there was just not. It was too expensive to make it consumer priceable at the time. The city of Kyo is protected by gates in every direction. They are empowered with mystical force by the diviners. They all live in the eastern part of town. Okay, here's the inn. All this mess with the demons has nothing to do with Kyo. The diviners are watching out for all of us. How do I stand on money? Yeah, now I could go back to the Geisha house, but I'm not backtracking through all that. Miyage. Souvenirs. How would you like to buy Kyo's famous mega sake for... Yeah, that's no. That restores SP to all characters in battle. Or outside of battle if you need to, but it's kind of a waste of that much money. Do you know about this Lord Ambra that's waiting? It's supposed to change the world or something, coming from Kyushu. Gives me the heebie-jeebies, it does. I don't think... Probably not a period-appropriate expression. Our world's certainly become quite a noisy place of late. I keep hearing stores? I need to... That's weird things happening everywhere. I'm afraid to even leave town. I keep hearing stores of weird things. What's Isi? By which I presume you mean reminiscent of Is. Ah, stop it. This is the Diviner's main temple, but in order to enter, you have to have permission from their leader. I believe he's in the facility next door. For only 20 GP, I can tell your fortune. What do you say? Oh, I haven't played the Ragnarok Ace. You are a naive one. Was that another... Wasn't that kind of a Monster Hunter type game? You are a naive one, aren't you? If you find yourself in battle, never forget the danger of it. Well, yeah. Gotten my ass handed to me a few times. I think I remember. Hey, I think there's this huge half-naked man just standing there. Oh, I know exactly who it is. I wonder what he's up to. Okay, good. This is the Geisha house. So I'm gonna try it out. And another thing that probably wouldn't have gone over so well had the game been brought over to the US. This is a brothel. If you've come in need of a means to relax, you're most certainly in the right place. The price of one of our ladies' services will be 10,000 GP. Are you prepared to pay? Nick, I will pay, but I'm going to reset after. Yeah, if you'll excuse me. Yeah, the females in your party will always, excuse themselves. There. Now then, you just need to wait for a moment. Come upstairs, please. If you'll just follow me. And this is basically like a little, kind of almost like a quiz mini game, except it's not asking for trivia or anything. Have you found a girl you particularly like? Hear about a girl. Which one has caught your eye? Kodayu. You certainly have a keen eye. She originally came to us from Yoshihara, you know. She's come quite a long way to be with us and trained hard. She says she wants to be the finest geisha in the land. What would you like to do? Mandai. She's a very sweet girl, you know. Very kind-hearted and can't bear conflict of any kind. She may seem a trifle naive, but her customers invariably grow quite attached to her in time. What would you like to do? But yeah, oh, Dandayu? Well, she's very pretty, if a bit lacking in manners. You might not find her as entertaining as you'd like. She can be very sweet, but even so. Whom have you chosen? ABC, ABC, ABC. You would like Mandai? Yes. Mandai it is then, and I shall leave you be. What, you can take the sash off of a Geisha? I've never played Live Alive. It is a pleasure to meet you. I am Mandai. You travel in times like this? Don't the demons outside of town frighten you? And yeah, Geisha actually were far more than just prostitutes. They were meant to provide, company and comfort, and sex was something that you had to kind of lead up to. Don't the demons outside of town frighten you? It's fine if you're careful. Ah, you're a more cautious sort than you appear to be. Oh, I'm being rude. Please forgive me. To think that man and demon would clash so. Do you believe we'll ever know true peace again? I'm sure we will. Oh my. So you must be fighting to help bring that peace to us. I have to wonder if even the demons might not be happy if they could find a way to just live in peace like people. What do you think? You might be right. What a ridiculous idea! There is so much hardship in the world. Maybe you can do something to help change that. Wow, I think I've had rather a lot to drink. So, what will you do tonight? Cough, cough. I have had a very enjoyable evening, but I am ill, and I believe I shall take my leave now. Oh? I see. I shall always remember you. I'm sure that we will meet again. You're right, we will. We must! Yeah, Ukyo does not partake of her more carnal services. Genjuro will. I don't know about Galford. I've never played through with him. What's not a lie? This was our first meeting, but I think it won't be our last. please come back sometime. I will always be here waiting. And just for my own curiosity's sake, I think I'm going to, yeah, I know, yeah, Hawamaru will partake of their services. Oh yeah, he's, has tuberculosis. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were especially familiar. I've been doing my, commentary kind of based around the notion that whoever's watching might not be familiar with it. But I actually think I'm going to make a separate save so I can, you know, just to mess with that further. Oops. Save? Yes. Actually, let me go back here real quick. Nope. This was... I missed the glory days of Samurai Shodown. Yeah, I've been in here. I've always kind of wanted to retranslate Samurai Shodown 2. For those who aren't familiar with it, you know, the game was famous for some spectacularly bad English. Like all the characters, you know, each character had an individual, you know, had a couple of individualized win quotes after finishing a match, but everyone also had a generic one. Yeah, and it doesn't. Yeah, this is one thing that can make a big difference. If you see the element that that's attached to these, then you can. Yeah, none of my characters can wear those. But there is an elemental system, which is a little more nuanced, I guess, than. It's like there's 6 elements and there's also none, which is kind of, you know, weak. Will take a little bit more damage from any element, but you don't have to worry about it doing double, you know, nothing can do double damage to you. I played Samurai Shodown Sen, and it's not terrible. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's certainly not what I would call good by any means. Okay, all 3 of them can... But, okay, let me equip this. But it just... It wasn't Samurai Shodown, is basically how I felt about Sen. It had some nice music. And I liked the character designs and stuff, but that's just, you know, it really kind of highlights just how far behind the series has fallen. I see, there's the difference. I don't know if I should go for like attack plus defense. Yeah, I think it's honestly better sticking with the metal glove. But yeah, I mean, for me, the last really good Samurai Shodown game was actually Samurai Shodown 2 on the Neo Geo Pocket Color. That's was my favorite game on the system, and just something about it. I mean, it was kind of a 2D reworking of the second Hyper Neo Geo 64 game with Asura and Shiki, the characters that showed up in Neo Geo Battle Coliseum, and it worked off of that same set of that same backstory and everything. It basically retold the story in its own, abbreviated way that fighting games so excel at. But it was a really good game, and lots of fun. Lots of stuff to unlock. You would get cards for your that you could attach to unlock certain special moves. But yeah, like there was Samurai Shodown Warriors Rage on the PlayStation, which was, neat ideas and some amazing character design, but it was just didn't play all that well. I can only upgrade one. I should probably bring her up to... Actually, I'm wondering maybe if I can change an element or two. Okay. And yeah, that center thing is actually graphical text. It's not part of the regular font, which is just weird, but... Oh, it's, the only... Oh. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give everyone holy. I have the feeling I'm going to need it. But yeah, one other thing about the elements in this game is that if you use an element against, it's like if you have holy on your weapon and you attack something that has holy defense, you'll do half damage, and that applies to to all 6 elements. And you have this. They were all in kanji originally: fire, ice, wind, lightning, holy, and darkness. Spider makeup. Yeah, it's one of the things, looking around at some stuff, and I saw, or kind of rediscovered, the PlayStation version. I don't know if the Saturn version could do it. You could input a code at the character select screen when you started a new game, and you could switch to one of the alternate color palettes, and it actually changed the look of their portrait. The Diviners in Kyo are a very dependable lot, I find. They've protected us for quite a long time now. The residence is right next door, by the way. That needs to be fixed. It may have gotten fixed in a later revision. This is a barrier prevents entry. Yeah, there's it's a glitch in the emulator. You're supposed to be able to see a little bit of like what looks like electrical energy crackling across there. Yeah, I think this is where you have to go through, jump through a few hoops to get your super moves. Before I go and do this, I think I'm going to go over to the inn and save real quick. Oh, it's right over here. But yeah, I actually have a Hyper Neo Geo 64 and both of the Samurai Shodown games. But I used to have an arcade cabinet, but I had to sell it when we moved for... I don't know if the pagoda that I need to go to is up there, or if it's... I think I have to go in here first. Yep. But yeah, I had to sell that, which pained me. It was actually a Neo Geo, it was a Taito candy cabinet, which is one of the Japanese style ones where it's a little lower. It's designed for you to sit at a little bench. Welcome to the Diviner's Training Grounds. There are 3 trials here. One will be presented per floor. I give you the first, and you are to fight these foes. How? What a surprise! A combat-centric RPG where I have the trial is to fight. It's kind of like, you know, asking me to shoot something in Halo. "100 appeared. Nope, won't work. Schmack. Wow, don't even need to waste the SP on these things. Yeah, if you're playing as Galford, the American Ninja, his little, you know, I've just been hit noise is him saying shit, shit, shit. Because apparently that word is just as amusing to the Japanese as it is to, you know, American 5-year-olds. Well done. Then please head for the 2nd floor. And bloop bloop bloop. Stop. I present the 2nd trial. Defeat your opponents. Wow! Sorcerer appeared. Fire Spirit Charm. And dodged. Yeah. I think I'm just... Yeah, the 2nd chapter is... Oh, nice. The 2nd chapter has a lot more substance to it. The adventure spans a much larger area, although you do see a lot of these same overworld areas. Critical hit. Plus... I don't remember what that item does. Most impressive indeed. Please proceed upward for the 3rd and final test. So the end is here at last. Come at me with all your might. Oh, wow, these guys are dangerous. Yeah, it would be nice to be able to kind of redo this in like in a more modern engine, even if it's just RPG Maker. Because I mean, from what I understand, if if you know what you're doing with it, you can make a pretty involved fighting, involved combat system, something a little more Final Fantasy-ish like this. And not that, and that's one thing. Like one of the reasons I could never get into things like the Dragon Warrior series or Dragon Quest, excuse me. Because the only one I ever played was Dragon Warrior on the old Nintendo. But I always hated the first-person perspective of a fight, when you're RPG combat. It just drove me nuts. Learn super techniques. Clear mind. Nakaru. Impekire Rashikite. Haumaru. Imperial Radiant Slash. Yeah, these are their actual super moves. I've never played Valkyrie Profile. What was it like? You're pretty good. Damn right. Where's this? Where are the stairs? It's kind of silly that you have to walk down through all this again. You're pretty good, and they all say the exact same thing. You're pretty good. Yep, you're not bad at all. So, oh, excuse me, threw me for a loop there. That sounds kind of confusing. I mean, I like the combat in this. It's fast-paced, it flows well. It's enjoyable. It's just that the engine itself could do with some refinement. Ah, okay, that's kind of neat. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is, the super moves in this are based very much like the fighting games where, you have to have your PAL meters, has to be full. And then you have to have the SP required to do the move. Or if you're using, well, and if you're using the versus style command inputs, you have to be able to actually get the move off. Not that big a deal, but it is. If they did it a different way, I think it might feel a little bizarre. Alright, let's go to North Kyo. And I think we're going to be meeting Wanfu. Nope, I just came from there. Where's the gate? I think I missed it. Yeah. Jizo statues, that's what they're called. I've mentioned that in a previous thing where I'd seen what those things were called, and those little statues, the little Buddhist statues, and I couldn't remember the actual name of them. I guess it is. I got all mixed up. Yeah, one thing I was mentioning earlier that I'd completely forgotten about, and that kind of further reinforces the notion, at least in my mind, that the Saturn and PlayStation versions of the game were based off the same code, done by the same, by the same company, was the fact that the Saturn version's bonus information, the little bonus thing that was exclusive to the Saturn version, can be accessed on the PlayStation with a hacked save file. The Lord of the Manor is Ayano Koji Eimaro. He is currently quite ill, so no visitors, I'm afraid. That weapon stinks of blood. Nothing I have would compare to what you carry with you. I'm sorry to ask, but could you please leave? Yeah, like there's weapons shops in the game, but you don't ever actually buy anything because you have a sword, and that's the one that you use throughout the game. Yep, there's Wanfu. That big man on the Great Bridge has been in there for days. He's one tough fellow. It's David Blaine. Well, you don't see that much these days. Haven't seen any true samurai since I was young. Everyone who's tried to fight the big guy has been pummeled. I wonder if there's anyone who could ever beat him at all. I bet you I can do it. Wait, come back. Postman. Wait! No! I've been wondering what that doll maker guy was working on. What doll maker? So I figured I'd try taking a peek. Bad idea. He sure was furious. Good thing I got away. Right, get on with your bad self. Sorry, I'm really short on stock these days, thanks to all the demons on the road these days. Heh. Yeah, I don't think I need a kimono. Ah, a traveler. What do you think of our fair city? Do you like it? Please feel free to take in the sights. Oh my. Might you be Tachibana Ukyo? I actually think this bit may be exclusive to playing through as Ukyo. I am. May I ask how you know my name? Ah, so I was right. Well now, surprised are you? Nothing escapes the mind of the great puppeteer, Ritsu. Ho 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 ho. Do you think me dangerous? Suspicious, perhaps? Well, listen closely. Doll makers endure much for their art. But what could that mean? Why, something from the very future. The genius inventor. Well, never mind. The other day, I was visited by a lovely young lady. A young lady of the Odagiri family, no less. Yes, this is exclusive to Ukyo. You mean Kei? I've been friends with the Odagiris for a long time now. It would make sense that Kei stopped in to see me, wouldn't it? She spoke of you quite animatedly, she did. And given how much she said, not to mention the fact that if not for you, I likely might not have seen her at all, well, I'd certainly have a hard time not recognizing you. Ha ha ha. Well now. Yes, I remember now. She forgot something when she left. I've been at a loss for how best to get it back to her. My good fellow, might you be so kind as to deliver it to her? Absolutely. Most certainly. I shall see to it that she gets it back. Oh, you will? Wonderful, wonderful. I believe that she said she was going to visit the Ise Shrine. If you leave now, you may be able to catch up with her. Received flower pin. The ending itself doesn't change much at all. There's a lot of stuff that occurs, throughout the game that's specific to the character that you choose. The actual ending of the game is pretty simple, to be honest. It's not as involved as something like Final Fantasy IV, where you go through and you see like what all the characters have been doing and that kind of thing. It's more of it's immediate, kind of a Hollywood type epilogue. It's like, okay, things are good, and puppies, kittens, and rainbows, and there's a little bit of a voiceover narration, and that's pretty much the end of it. Hello, traveler. You appear to be hale and hearty.
我が輩は本物の男を探してはるばる海を渡っ
Yep.
てきたワンフーなり。目
Mm.
に覚えがあるならば、この我が輩といざ尋常に勝負じゃ。
Yeah, you see the text in this is going much slower than it's meant to. If strong you are, then let me test you in battle. It's like Dory speaking to the whales in Finding Nemo. Fight him.
よーし、勝負じゃ。
But yeah, if you have certain characters will have little side quests or certain little plot detours that they'll go on that are specific to the individual character that you choose. Hey, wow! I'm actually not doing a ton of damage to him. And one Fu actually is the kanji is like King Tiger. Oh, dang it! I didn't mean to. Qigong Whirlwind. Oh, I dodged. Nice. And in Samurai Shodown 1, he wielded that blade, and in Samurai Shodown 2, he wielded a huge stone pillar. Fought in pretty much the exact same way, but it was a very visually different. And in this game, the way that they handle that is that he has a twin who fights with the pillar. So, and who has his second player palette and everything. Oh, okay. I need to actually pay some attention to what he can do. Yeah. Well, that's not nearly as damaging as I would have hoped. Oh crap, he's powed up. Yeah, that's a little damaging. I think I'm gonna... Oh, that's not especially helpful. Ow! That's a lot of damage. Ah. Ah, whew. Yeah, that definitely would have taken her out. Ouch. Not to be trifled with. Okay, that's not too terrible. Yeah, I know, and the kanji is all messed up. It's not supposed to be. Those aren't actually the kanji representing this individual person's moves. Let's see. Yeah, this is actually like it's showing a bunch of stuff for Haomaru's. I love leveling up just because it restores everything. Yeah. You folks are pretty good. Ha 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 ha. Well met. Well now, what might you say to lending me your strength? Return with me to my homeland. Sure.
おお、ありがたい。では、早速我が祖国へ。
Ha ha ha. With our combined might. Yes, you're in China now. Yeah, it's pretty bad, and it's much worse on the original hardware. It could be a little trying. When I can switch over to the other emulator, I can disable the loading entirely, or make it so that it's literally in 1 or 2 seconds for any given at the very most. With our combined might, it will be a simple matter to unite all nations as one. Cough, cough. Yeah, the load times were significantly better on the other versions, but because of the, a lot of that has to do with the relative lack of available RAM, so there was a lot of memory, a lot of animation that was cut pretty much across the board, like their walk cycles for their general sprites. But I must continue my search for the perfect flower. Just like you, I have a dream I must chase. I see, you have other pressing tasks to attend to. Then I shall keep waiting for one who is suitable. That's a pity, but what can I do? I suppose that my search for true warriors must continue. Yes. Yeah, I mean, if I could, remake the game in something like RPG Maker, I would take the north and south sides of cities like this and, unify them and that kind of thing. Okay, that's why I got my keys all mixed up. Alright, time to go and heal up. Okay, good, I don't need to heal up, it restored everything. But I will save. Alright, I guess I'm going to backtrack and see if I can catch up with Ukyo's girlfriend there and get her back her hairpin. Nope. Granted, it shouldn't be too difficult because I'm much more powerful than most of the enemies I'll be dealing with. Plus, I can also run past them. There is an item that you can get to halt random encounters, but it's expensive and it's uncommon. Yeah, the other emulator that I was going to be using for this playthrough, it has apparently it doesn't like my sound card. So it just can't see it. But so I couldn't use that, but it also bypasses all the load times entirely. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and if you're not into the Samurai Shodown games, I can see where, you know, the load times might get a little tiresome, more than a little. But if you're playing it on an emulator that lets you, you know, kind of overcome the limitations of the original hardware, it's really not bad. It's kind of weird that it wouldn't let me get away. I think there's a random chance to it. It's not strictly based on your level. Ding 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 ding. That's a neat attack. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. Yeah, I mean the game is, you know, it's very combat heavy, but at least the combat is fun, and it also doesn't take very long to level up. The game's pretty generous with the experience. This is Iga checkpoint. Okay, your pass looks good. Do you want to go through to Issei? Yes. It's actually not as far to backtrack as I thought. Now the funny thing is, I've actually only been through the area surrounding Kyo makes 4 overworld areas. So I mean, like, there's the scope of, well, you also have to consider that Japan is not a huge place. But the scope of the first game, the first chapter, is not very big. But I mean, it only takes place in, you know, in Japan. And the second one has you, like, going to all different places. You go to France. You go to like Central or South America. Okay. I guess I should ask around to see if I can find out where she is. You say it's back to her old self again, at least a little. Used to be a small village past the Iga checkpoint. I wonder if it's still there. Yeah. Been there, done that. I spoke to the diviner who just arrived. Are we really being attacked by demons from Kyushu? Yes. Aha! Ukyo? Ukyo, is that you? Dot 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 dot. K? Odagiri K. I thought you might be here. I came on pilgrimage. What about you? No, actually you left so suddenly before. I was very worried about you. I'm so glad to see you're alright. I am grateful for your concern, my dear. You're a good person, Ukyo. Yeah, like, if depending on who you have with you, sometimes they'll insert little snippets of dialogue into exchanges like this. Well, nice going there, Ukyo. Kind of like they do with, like, the Mass Effect thing, you know, on a very, 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 you know, prototypical level. Nice going there, Ukyo. Are these friends of yours? I suppose you're still going to be traveling for a while. Like, they're not friends. Yes, I won't be able to return just yet. I see. Then I shall wait for you at my parents' home. Kay, please take this. Oh, I thought I had lost that hairpin. But why do you have it? You left it at the clockmaker's shop. That should be the dollmaker's shop. Haha. Do you remember? Oh, that's right. Thank you. You need never thank me, my dearest. I should be off. The stoic samurai. Please wait. Do you have to go so soon? I know. Please, Ukyo. Keep this hairpin with you for now. But Kay, why? Because I believe that as long as you have it, you'll find some way to make it back safely to return it to me. It's so romantic. Kay. Kay dono. Please, Ukyo, be careful. For me. Let's go. I must find the perfect file. Okay, that's definitely not supposed to be, Yeah, I'll have to, fix that. That's one pretty lady, Ukyo. Okay. But yeah, just a little aside that only happens if you're playing as Ukyo. Nothing too earth-shattering, but it's a nice little touch. Oops. Ah! Oh. I'm just gonna run. Ah, I knew it. Yeah, once upon a time I got pretty good with Mugen. That was back in like 2000, 2001. You know, basically, shortly before it died and then got reborn as a Windows app. Yes, let me through, shut up! So, while the notion to rebuild this game in RPG Maker is kind of an interesting one, it's not the kind of thing I think I would have the patience to undertake and give it, the extensive dedication that it would really need. Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned before that Samurai Shodown 2 had some unbelievably bad English, like like everyone had like I would mention the generic win quote. I get sidetracked sometimes. Pardon me. Stop it. But the generic win quote was, "All the creature will die, and all the things will be broken. That's the law of samurai." And you had such other wonderful gems as, what was it? What a weakling! I might kill you as well as Tofu with my sword. Hey, if you can make sense of that, you let me know. Or, what a nice person. You kindly give the palm to such a crock. So, and what's interesting is that the atmosphere of the game is actually You know, despite it's visually kind of cartoonish, but it's the atmosphere of the game itself was pretty dark. And I always kind of wanted to give it a translation that was, you know, more appropriate to how the tone of the original Japanese. Not to take away from the, you know, comedy value of the official English translation, if you can call it a translation. I can stop that anytime now. What, my lines, my reading of the lines, or just the lines themselves? Because I'm not, you know, actually trying to convey any kind of emotional depth with them. Was there something here? I think there's supposed to be a follow-up to the little side quest with Hachi and her singing career. Yeah, the lines, you know, the SNK English is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Um, I am, you know, completely unashamed of my love for it. You know, I know it's incredibly silly and everything, but it has a certain charm. And then I remember Fatal Fury 3 and Art of Fighting 2, they were... Oh.
この塔には最近化け物たちが救うようになっちゃったの。退治すればお宝が手に入るって評判よ。
It's not actually what I want. Yeah, that's not suspicious at all. I think I'll just, you know, go downstairs into the breeding ground for demons. But what made the Tekken 7 announcement trailer so bad? I mean, was just horrible translations, or... Yes, yes, yes. Welcome to the Hashimoto Theater. Yeah, this is where you get the follow-up, I think. Have a look. Our current attraction hails from Edo. And quite the lovely young lady she is. Edo's Belle here in Kyo, and only 100 GP for admission. Hey, it's Machi. Shouldn't you be going inside? Oh. It's you. Oh, hello again. Your father must be very proud of you. I owe you so very much. If not for you, I never would have had this opportunity. My father is always cheering me on now, which is a big change. Thank you so very much. There's really no need to thank me. None at all. Oh, I know. Would you please come and listen to me sing? And yes, oh man. This is so weird. It's just bizarre and out of place, and, you know, quirky is a good word for it. It's almost showtime, so I need to go. If you know Machi, you ought to come see her show. Go see Machi's show? Why not? Come on in. Hee hee hee, I love this part. Just because it's weird. Welcome, one and all, to the Hashimoto Theater. Tonight we have for you today's biggest star! None other than Edo's finest treasure, the lovely Machi. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Here's Machi. Yes, I did that on purpose. Yes, J-pop. The song is called My Samurai. Don't deny it, you know you love it. Well, that was definitely something. Yes, 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 welcome to the... No. No, oops. Thank you so much. I feel worlds better now. It's a soul stone. Yeah, that is a useful little accessory that prevents a really obnoxious status ailment. Probably best to equip it. Yeah. Since she seems to be the one who's getting, you know, poisoned and cursed, and I need her to be able to heal me up. Let's see. Now, I think... Yeah, now I need to head to Osaka. Oh, I've never actually played Final Fantasy IV, or not Final Fantasy IV, Phantasy Star 4. Of course I've played Final Fantasy IV numerous times. But yeah, that sort of thing is just, you know, it's so distinctly Japanese, and you know, it's just, you know, bizarre anachronisms are also kind of par for the course with this series. Oh, I meant to do the second. Schmack. Oh, I dodged it. don't know if this is the way I have to go or not. The road to the Sanyo region is closed off. No more demon trouble. If you really need to get to Kyushu for some reason, you'd have to take a boat there from Osaka, but I'd be careful if I were you. I hear Kyushu's a dangerous place these days. Strange world we live in these days. Yeah, it's a little repetitive on the lines there. But yeah, then that there's also a little side quest thing that you can do if you're playing as Genjuro, where he like fights a possessed sword and all kinds of, you know, bizarre stuff. Okay, this is Osaka. Yeah, I never actually owned a Genesis, so I mean most of those games are kind of lost on me. Oh, right.
我らの天下を作るのだ。牛若姫様と共に。
Princess Ushiwaka? Hmm?
なんだお前ら。貴様らが弟を倒したという者たちか。俺は甲斐三兄弟が一人。次男の五街同士よ。俺は頭だけの三階とは違うぞ。
That's Iori's voice. I was gonna say, like, I know who that is. I can't think of who, you know, why it sounds so familiar. But yeah, that's definitely Iori Yagami from King of Fighters. Voice actor's name escapes me at the moment. Normally, I would be able to recall it immediately. But yeah, this guy is tough. This one looks pretty strong. Shit. Yeah. Oh, nice, it attacks both. Better for the friggin'... Oh, okay. Okay, now that's not nearly as damaging to him. I wonder if I shouldn't just use a... Ah, dodge, nice. Come on, hit this time. Good, good. There's less voice acting in this first chapter than there is in the second one. The second one has a lot more of it, which was, you know, a much greater task to deal with, just because of the way that, oh, shitty. Yeah, he can create a clone of himself. Son of a bitch. But... since my best Yeah, since that attack seems to be the most useful thing I have in my arsenal at the moment. Ouch. I'm going to... God, I wish I had something that would attack more. Actually, I don't know if it's going to be that effective. Didn't quite take him out. Oh, nice. Oh, crap, he's... Ow. Yeah. And you can't heal them either. The fourth character that pops in for the boss fights, you can't do anything to them as far as I know with healing. Although maybe I can. I can try. Wow, that's really not damaging. Yes, I can. I don't know where I got the notion that I couldn't. Ouch. Damn, I should have just used the, Oh no! Ow! Nice! Thanks for the help, dude. Yeah, this is what makes this fight such a pain in the ass. You basically have to, Ah, shitty. Okay. But I bet you anything he takes him right back out. Nope. Oh, good. Nice. Yeah, it's worth... Well, the music stopped because of a... Ouch. The music stopped because of a problem with the emulator. It's the backing track for for boss fights is played off of Red Book Audio, and the emulator doesn't handle that particularly well. I can't use that. Well, crippity crap. Alright. Okay. Yeah, those guys have a lot of friggin' health. See, now you're seeing the glitch with the after certain boss fights, the emulator will start replaying the boss music, and usually in order to get it to stop, I have to save and restart reload the emulator, reset the It's very aggravating. Yeah, and the PlayStation and Saturn versions, all of the music, like most of it in the Neo Geo CD version, was played off of just just software based. Like your typical like Super Nintendo games and stuff. But so we're getting like, two pieces of music playing over each other. And from what I understand, the other emulator that I'll be using for the second the second chapter doesn't have those problems. But yeah, basically, if you're defeated in battle, you're brought back to life with 1 hit point after. No. You killed God Kaidoshi. Oh no! When Princess Ushiwaka learns of this, she's going to be furious. Aye, she'll kill us all. Spare us, oh princess. And now I need to... Okay, you! The power to defeat such evil, or rather I should say, the spirit to do so, is magnificent. Oh, I'm sorry. You needn't be suspicious of me. Yeah, that's what suspicious people always say. I am Kafin Rokuren, currently studying ways to banish evil. I came here from Kyo to track down the source of all the commotion. And just as the rumors say, Osaka is full of evil energy. Can you feel it? It's oppressive. From what I can tell, this evil is flowing from the north. Unfortunately, I haven't the skills to help you deal with it. Then why are you talking to me? There is a shrine on the west side of town. You'll find the aura of evil has been suppressed there. I'm returning now to continue working on dispelling it. I only hope and pray that you will continue to make use of the strength of spirit you have shown me already, and help set this city free. Yeah, I mean, despite its technical limitations, it actually is a really enjoyable game. Now let's check over here for... Yeah, the old man, his name is, the Japanese pronunciation is Kafui Nikochin. And it is a very deliberate pun on caffeine nicotine. And I've debated with myself whether or not to stick with the name as they translated it in Samurai Shodown 2 or the way they did it in Samurai Shodown 3. Through Lord Ambra, our lives can be peaceful and happy. I can't help feeling this way. Let's all get high. Well, yeah, and I mentioned in a previous episode that the place where Nicotine and Haomaru and Genjuro trained was called Kokain, cocaine. Blessed be, oh blessed be, you can hear the most useful talk in the tomb to the north. That doesn't sound promising at all. There we go, yellow. And see, there we go, back with the boss music coming back up. I'll have to reboot again. Very frustrating. There we go. Now, I wish I'd known about the other emulator, or remembered about it before I'd started this playthrough, but oh well. The game's actually, the first chapter in particular is really not especially long. And this is the 4th episode, and let's see, how long have I been streaming? Yeah, I actually should probably call it quits here, because I'm generally trying to keep these under 2 hours. But I suspect that it'll be 1 or 2 more episodes to finish the first chapter. and then I'll move on to the second and final chapter, which will take longer. But I appreciate you coming by, and always glad to answer any questions anyone has. And but I will probably do some more tomorrow, and I'm uploading these to YouTube and putting them in a playlist. So thanks for coming by, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks.